Yeah. How do I... Yeah, there we go.
Version, and lots of testing was going on, and I think for half a year now it's already now in full release.
Nick, yeah? Nick? No, my name is Nick, yeah. Call me that.
Yeah, so he's a bit quiet. People saying I can up that volume, no problem whatsoever.
Oh,
No, it's on my side. I can boost your mic.
Perfect.
That's fine.
My channel can also hear you now.
Excellent. Right. So I think what I'll do is, so when I talk to my chat, maybe a bit longer, maybe I'll mute Discord in the meantime, or...
Yeah, you can mute. I'll probably mute mine for a while as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Call me back once you're ready for the cockpit preparations, and then...
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, and today we have a very special stream. We're joined by Blackbox711. He is virtually in the right seat of our aircraft, and we're taking the ToLiss A319 up to Vagar today with a flight time of about 1 hour and 14 minutes. And before I forget, I'm just going to add him on here as well. Where is it? Here we go. Add existing Discord. Okay. Yeah, so flight time 1 hour and 14 minutes. 2 crew, obviously. Cost index of 8. It should really be 4 for EasyJet, but we'll go with 8. Cruising at flight level 250, although I think we're going a bit higher than that. I'll just check quickly. So we can view our... So, yeah, sorry, this might be a bit confusing. We've actually got 2 different flight plans for today's flight, because I wanted mine in EasyJet format, but this is the master one, the Blackbox's one, so we'll be going with this, if I can read off of it. Now, where do I find the cruising altitude here? Got no clue. Thankfully, he can't hear us at the moment, so that's fine. Now, I do just want to check that you can hear me, which I think should be fine. Yeah, I know, Cube, so and the one in the explain window is the master flight plan. Yeah. Anyway, let's forget about that. It really doesn't matter too much. So we'll kill that. Alright, progressing down, CNR 3.3, total fuel 6.6, although it is Vagar, so we will definitely be taking some more. My fuel figure then will be 7.5 tons, 7.5 to 8 tons. We'll see what Blackbox thinks about that. Flight log today, there'll be nothing because we are just cruising over the ocean. So no more to worry about. Arrival then into Vagar. This is the important one. we have got 10 knots of wind, 020, so a pretty northerly wind. We are planned on runway 30, so we have got that ILS helping us. Although if the wind swings around a bit, I'm sure we'll have to head for runway 12 and the localizer approach. Broken at 9,900 feet, so that's fine. Broken 1,200. Few at 1,000 feet, so there's a potentially low cloud base today, and the temperature 3 degrees temperature. Right, having a look then at the high level charts, we've got a headwind, quite a significant headwind, but otherwise nothing that's going to affect us. Let's see what that headwind is. Headwind of 134 knots. Okay. Perfect. We will get back to Blackbox then in a moment. Just let me do something quickly. Web app. Procedures 320 normal. 320 flows. Okay, just so I have the flow pattern up, which will probably come in useful. We are parked on stand 9. Okay, let's get back to Blackbox then. Blackbox isn't quite ready for us, so we'll wait. We will wait. However, actually, no, I will get back to him. He did say for me to get back to him. So, hello.
Hello. All right.
All right.
Back again. Cool. So regarding the shared flight, I'll get back to a question, Derbeck, in a second. So, so we said that Organ will be pilot flying to Vagar today. Okay. And so whenever we go flying again, Organ, then we'll switch roles.
Yep.
For today, and so I know that a lot of people usually would go into their FCOM of real aircraft and say, oh, the pilot monitoring does this and the pilot flying does this. Right. Here in shared flight, you're going to run into some issues from time to time, simply because the way the flight sim is connected, etc. Right. So I think it's just best to kind of split the preparations a little bit. So I would say, since, if you did, let's say we did the proper real world procedures, it would mean that the pilot flying does the overhead panel and the pilot flying does his side of the cockpit and he programs the MCDU. And that leaves the pilot monitoring literally doing nothing, right? So because the pilot monitoring in the real aircraft will do the outside check.
Yep.
Right. Which we don't really do here in the sim. So my suggestion would be that I'll do the overhead panel.
Okay.
Including the electric power up, and then you can go ahead with the flight planning.
Cool.
Before we do that, one more thing regarding the settings. So we have to make sure that we have the same aircraft sim config setting.
Yeah. Okay. So let me go into that now. Sim config. That's the one.
Yeah.
Aileron with side. Ground spoiler. Have you got that on or off? Or hold on, which ones have to be the same?
Let me start from the left side. Similar configuration, it says. So, so enable ISCS and EFB on or off?
I've got that off.
Yeah, off as well. Sync baro settings off, obviously, because we are doing shared flight. Yeah. Then visual settings, I think I've got glass reflections off, but I don't think that's really a problem if we have separate.
Yeah, I don't think that's an issue.
Yeah, okay, exactly. So particle effects, I have mine on.
On, yeah.
And then, yeah, I'll have refresh PFD every 1 cycle.
Yeah.
Engine type, automatic or?
Automatic, yeah.
What?
CFM, yeah. So automatic.
Yeah, so wingtips have sharklets.
Auto, so do I have the sharklets? Hold on.
I don't think we should have the sharklets.
No, I don't have the sharklets.
Yeah, all right. Cool.
All right.
Then the DCDUs, yes.
I've got that on, yep.
Yes, okay. And then use Imperial units automatic.
Yeah, automatic.
Has SATCOM? I think no.
Let me change that. No, there we go.
And temporary flight plan on ground, yeah. On.
Yeah.
Aileron with ground spoilers, I have that off.
Yeah,
what do you have? Yeah. And then auto navigation on go around, I would let that on, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll save that config.
There we go. And
okay, so
do we
loading.
have to do anything else, or is that it?
I think ground services the same. We have, I think for now, starter situation is cold and dark, we said.
Yeah.
That's the same. And the only thing, let me just check my sim brief is in. Hoppy logon code, I think that's something I have to quickly add. Although
we're not using hoppies today, really.
Yeah, okay, so leave that as it is. And I've got ignore aircraft type mismatch on.
Which one are you on now? Account settings.
It's the last settings accounts, yeah.
And then default to default barrow unit, H pascals, default transition 5000. User interface, pop out windows for pop outs. I don't think that matters actually.
It should be off. I think for shared flight, you're not supposed to go to pop up and do stuff there. So it's
it is off. Yeah. Safe exactly, pop out config off. Use mouse wheel on. Miscellaneous ILS auto align off. Transponder compatibility mode. Transponder, compatibility mode off, and cache routes off.
Yeah, exactly. And then I have on the left side, ignore ARAC AC type mismatch on.
Yep.
And then set payload fuel to SimBrief. That should be on because we should be synchronizing our weights and fuel.
Yeah, I've got that on.
And then always use SimBrief wins.
Should we?
I have that on. Yeah, I think let's leave that on now. All right, so cool. Good. Okay, so let me just check the loading performance info.
Yeah, what fuel figure did you decide on?
Okay, let's do the following then. Let's go ahead and jump into the flight deck. And so looking at the OFP. So let's have a look. Here we are. So weather-wise, it's not too bad today, is it?
No, we've got quite a headwind, though. 34 knots of headwind.
Yeah, but that should be included in the flight time, i.e. the fuel value. Looking at the weather forecast for Vagar, currently 010 at 13 knots, few 1100, few 8800. Rest is broken, high cloud, -1, and the forecast is becoming 030 at 17 knots, but that's not too critical, I think. And the alternate is Bergamo. Sorry, Bergen. Not Bergen. Bergen. Bergamo would be a bit far, but Bergen is fine. It's good weather forecast. Maybe some Prop 30 shower rains, but nothing major.
Yeah.
So the question would be, I have already decided on extra fuel. How much extra fuel would you like to have?
Well, I decided on a ton of extra fuel. So, 900 kilos of extra fuel, 7.5 tons in total.
Okay, so I planned with 30-minute extra. Just a kind of a gut feeling regarding going around, and then setting up for new approach just takes a while. So So before we have to then decide to divert, I thought maybe 30 minutes. So I've got about 1,300 kilograms extra.
Okay.
And so planned take-off fuel would be 8,115. If we add 200 kilograms taxi, we're around about 8.3, 8.4 maybe.
8.3. So yeah, and that's fine with our landing weight, takeoff weight stuff.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Should
That's
be.
a good point.
Landing weight seems
check.
to be potential.
Yeah, we got about 600 kilograms, and that's already including the extra that I've calculated. So,
Okay, cool.
So even if we get shortcuts, that should be fine. 62.5 is max landing weight.
Perfect.
Okay, so what I'll do then, I'll enter 8.3, and I'm going to apply the zero fuel weight of 50. Let's have a look. So I'm going to add a little bit zero fuel weight. So 56.7, 56.8 is on the flight plan.
Yep.
So add a bit more cargo. Yeah, okay, so let's say the final figure was 56.7.
Perfect.
So can you have a look at your simulation control system in a ToLiss and make sure that you have the same weight and fuel values?
Yes.
That
50.
That's
right. So
yeah,
how many passengers to start with?
Yeah, I think you see that kind of reset again with your values. I'm not sure. What sort of fuel do we have?
I've currently got 52.7.
Yeah, okay, so that's why it reset. Can you do me a favor? Can you set?
Oh, that's now set to yours now. Yeah.
Okay, so it's 132 passengers.
Yep. Yeah.
1,300 forward cargo, 1,400 aft cargo, and then the fuel. I'll put in again 8.3, and that's applied. That should hopefully sync with your.
Fuel hasn't synced. The rest is good.
Can you then have a look at set your fuel volume to 8.3 as well?
8.3. There we go. Quickly. Okay, I've got 8.3, and everything should be set now on mine.
Yeah, Mark, I can try again. So I guess what we could do, if you put under, actually, but SimBrief ID, that's the thing. So Mark, hello, Mark. Yeah, Mark is saying that the SimBrief ID, that's the number. So what we usually do is we both have the same. If you put into both the same SimBrief ID, then it would sync up automatically in the ToLiss. So if I tell you mine, it's 76464. If you enter that.
Hold on. Oh, where is it? 76464. 76464.
Yeah, exactly.
And check. There we go. That's all fine. Save preferences. Loading performance. Yeah, that seems to have worked. Let me set the fuel again. 8.3 tons of fuel. Perfect. Apply. Great.
Okay. Alrighty, then let's start up. How does shared flight smart copilot compare with control? Well, the thing is, so you have to say that the shared flight is just a different concept. So this is actually done over a server, a dedicated server, which means that's a lot more stable, a lot better with synchronization. And if you get desynced, there's just a lot easier way to get resynced again. So here on the shared flight, you can pause, sync, transmit, get the buttons in the same sequence again, and then unpause or sync, transmit, and it'll sync up again. So just an example. It's just a lot more stable. Hey, do it again. Right. So power is on. I'll do the overhead panel if you like. You can go to your side, and then you can go hacking into the FMS. Or MCDU.
Right, delete data init. Data aircraft status. Nav database until the 19th of March. It's the 13th of March at the moment. Init request.
The one thing I'm not really happy with at the moment, it still doesn't like the block fuel for some reason. Let me just try that again.
Let's see what I've got. Yeah, I've still got 8.3, sir.
Okay, so now it's in, so we have to monitor that, make sure it doesn't reset again.
Yep.
Somebody asked her, what is the fuel value long range
Data in
that
flight plan.
that you arrive with? It depends. So normally, the thing is with
Price for Delta.
yeah, with the
runway.
there somebody just said been demoted to the right hand seat. So I have no issue with that at all. Right. So don't be surprised. We're gonna. Don't be surprised. Fire test coming. Yeah. So Pilot Flying is also a streamer here on YouTube. Organ Aviator. Check out his channel, please.
And that's via
yeah.
Sudrid.
And he's also streaming.
Yeah. Insert.
Right.
Data init flight plan secondary flight plan. Copy the active and we'll see what we can do. 561. Zero 06.
Just like in the real aircraft, you know, I've got things to do.
.711 docks. Duplicate. Uh, 0625 miles on hold. Echo Golf Papa. Hotel 06025. And that can get in there. Hold 060. Right turns. And that's fine. Yep.
No pressure. Ghost says, don't worry, not many people watching.
Data init.
Right.
Flight plan Radnav.
So the cool thing is, if you got someone with you who's also knowledgeable on the aircraft, then things are very efficient when it comes to preparations and and setup and so on. Oh, that reminds me, I need to get connected to VATSIM. So we are easy 711.
And 060, what navaids are around us? Should we hard tune any navaids for the departure?
Let me just check. So the departure route
Papa
is
Tango
the Grice. Is it 3 Charlie, we said?
Grice 4 Delta.
4 Delta the other way, yeah. 06, yeah, absolutely. So Grice 4 Delta. So if we look at the description, it doesn't say RNAV, so the whole departure is still based on NDBs, VORs, or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have to tune some stuff. So it says climb straight ahead to half a mile, India Victor Golf, and that's the ILS DME.
India Victor Golf.
So that's that's something we have to hard set. Yeah.
Oh no, not that one. India Victor Golf ILS. Oh, it's got it tuned anyway.
Yeah, but the thing is, so this is one of those typical Airbus things. Exactly. So if you don't hard code that in, once you get airborne, it deletes it.
Oh, okay. I've just hard tuned it anyway as well.
Yeah, exactly. So the technical reason behind that is, so the localizer, if it's available for the runway, is used for the runway alignment indication. When you call out, whatever, flex 45 runway. So once you get airborne, the logic says, well, now you're airborne, you don't need the localizer indication anymore.
Okay.
And that's why it goes away. So for the DME, definitely. Now, the thing is, so if you tune it there, you have to have the ILS key active.
Yes.
Which is perfectly fine. You can do that. Things people don't know is that you can actually put that into a DME as well. So I can dial in 108.9 and tune that, for example, on VUR2. So if I switch now to VUR2, I get the DME distance, because that's all I need, really.
Cool. Okay.
So it works both ways, whatever you feel more comfortable with.
I'll leave it in the ILS one.
Perfect. Hey, Mate, buonasera. Yeah, both of us on VATSIM. So I connected as, and we do have ATIS, we have ground control, which is nice. So I connected as normal, and Nick, he has connected as observer. So that way. I am going to tune. Let me just tune 1-to-1. Oh, let's look at the ATIS, and let me know if you can hear the ATIS, by the way, in a second. So 355.
Data init flight plan, secondary flight plan radar. Init B. Checking that figures. So 0 fuel weight 56.9. CFG 28.5. Block fuel 8.3.
I'll check that as
which
well.
Which leaves us with a takeoff weight 65, landing weight 62.2, which is fine, yeah. Leave the rest
so I'm not hearing the
performance.
Not if the ATIS is not on the air or...
Flap. Config 1. And yeah, that's fine. Config 1.
Condition dry. Yeah.
Yeah, condition is dry. So 140, 144, 146.
Did you put in takeoff weight 65.2 or 65 exactly?
I'm using the ISCS for the takeoff figures on the loadout performance page.
So I've got that in the EFB.
Oh, I might.
It gives you some nice.
Yeah, I might use the EFB.
Because that's a bit more realistic.
What is it?
Yeah, so Ghost. The thing is with the items. So for now, for the preparations, we're doing kind of a little bit different. That I did the overhead panel.
65.0.
And Nick did the Yeah, 65.0 as well. I've got 28.8 as CG.
28.8, yeah, that's fine. Config 1. And air conditioning is off. Wind 0203, 7 degrees 1007 QNH.
Yep.
Off and compute. Okay, so for V1, 143, rotate 143, V2, 146.
That checks flex.
And flex 67, and that gives us a stop margin of 163 meters.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Perfect. 143. 143, 146. 143. Flex 67. Config 1. And yeah, that's fine.
Check that as well on my side. 434, 346.
1140 and 1700.
Yeah, exactly. And the engine out is straight ahead, 60 degrees, 25 miles.
Yeah, 060, 25 miles, and I've got a right-hand hold in there.
That's fine now.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's it set up then.
Okay, I'll check your box then, or my box as well. And someone was asking about the procedure. So for the flows, so once we get going with the before start, for example, then things are clearly divided between CM1 and CM2.
So it is coming down, ground control.
Right, let me just start the APU if you're right with that.
Yep.
Good. All right. So let me have a look here. Light plan. Looks okay. Let me just check our tap here. So we go half a mile, then or 640, which was a little earlier, left 44, 3 miles left. And we're going to intercept the SARP 12.5 radial above 4.5 max 6,000. Okay, at 40 60 ms. Then turn right and then Tala 347 to Grice. Cool. All right. So let's have a look here. Ratnav. Do you want to have Sierra Alpha Bravo for the first intercept on 1?
Sierra Alpha Bravo. Hold on. On VOR1.
Yeah.
Sierra. Where's that?
That's for the first intercept on the left turn.
Yeah, we need that. All right. VOR1. There we go.
Yeah, perfect. Ghost, is that better with the brightness? Oh, that's better. Okay, so go put the APU bleed on. External power is available now, so we can get that disconnected. And breaker set. Chocks are being removed as well as we speak. Now, one thing I'm concerned with is I don't hear anyone. I would like to make a quick call to see if it's working. Let me just check my settings here. Joystick. Contact ATC push to talk. Now I have to put this to ATC X-Pilot. X-Pilot toggle nearby ATC window. No. Contact. No, that's the wrong button. Plugins. X-Pilot settings. There. Oh, there we go. Sounds. Advanced options. No, where was that? There we go. X-Pilot push to talk. That's the button I wanted. Fantastic.
Install.
Okay.
Flight. Load last and
Okay. I'm just going to contact ground. Let me know if you hear him or not. Actually,
Okay.
he's logged off now.
Yeah, he's
It's only
logged
tower,
off. Yeah,
actually.
tower.
18705. So the cool thing is I can set the frequency on my side by having switched VHF1 on my side. So I can pre-dial the frequency here, and when I press transfer, it also transfers that on the CM1 side.
Edinburgh Tower, good afternoon from EZ711 and A319, stand 9. Information is whiskey and requesting clearance, please. EZ711, Edinburgh
I'm not hearing him.
good evening. Unfortunately, I did not see a flight plan.
Are you hearing him?
Check there is one filed, please.
Yeah, I could hear him.
Okay, I cannot hear him. Hang on, let me just get audio. I'm not sure why.
Apparently you haven't filed a flight plan.
Okay, yeah, I'll get to that in a second. Let me just see why I can't. There we go. Okay, now I can hear him.
Established runway 24.
Silly me! I didn't file the flight plan. Oh. let me quickly do that. So, how could that happen? Test. But it's good that you can hear it. So we are departing at 17:50 in about 5 minutes. So we'll file that.
Yeah.
It's filed. Fantastic. Cool. Right.
EZ711, apologies, the flight plan should be filed now. EZ711, roger, stand by.
So Grice 4 Delta is what we're expecting. We're going to get a first altitude, although no, probably not, because according to procedure, it's 6,000 anyways.
Yeah, 6,000.
Shall I put it transition altitude 6.1 in the takeoff page? So that the
You
the
can
QNH
do.
doesn't
Yeah,
blink
yeah,
all the time.
that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Let's do that.
EZ711, I have your clearance when ready. EZ711, ready to copy. EZ711, you're cleared to Vagar on the Grace 3 Charlie departure, squawk 6021. Clear to Vagar on the Grace 3 Charlie departure and a squawk 6021, EZ711.
So it's going to be the other.
EZ711, correct, QNH 1007. QNH 1007, copied, EZ711.
So it is the other runway, and it
Yeah.
says that probably on the 8 right?
2-4. I will set that up now.
Yeah.
EZ227, runway 24.
Squawk us in.
250 degrees, 3 knots, clear to land.
Checking through, no discontinuities. No, let's rerun the takeoff performance as well.
Yep.
So 2-4. 67, 143, 143, 146. So
Just a quick question: did you actually enter the new? Hang
Yes,
on.
I did.
Okay, because on my side it doesn't show the depart route on my FMS.
Does it not?
No, it just shows runway 12 and then flight plan discontinuity in there.
My one seems to be fine. I can do it again.
Yeah, try that again.
Grace 3 Charlie, that's all fine. Insert.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because I don't have that departure route. That is weird.
So is it still not working on yours?
Yeah, let me just have a look here at data. Yeah, but I have nav. It's the 20th February until 19th of March, so the database is in.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Departure. It's 2-4 departure.
2-4.
Oh, it took for me. It took runway. Yeah, it took. Let me just do that on my side.
Okay.
Let's see what it does on your side. Can I have a look? Is it still in on your side, or?
Yeah, it's still in on my side.
Okay, cool. Okay, then that's maybe what's it kind of desynced there. All right, I'll get the takeoff performance as well. So we're going to take runway 24, compute.
1434346.
Yeah. Guys, you can hear ATC as well, all right?
Yes,
did
I
chat. Okay, and the chat. Oh, somebody's flying along. Nice.
1140, 1140. Which runway are we on? 2100. Alright.
And flex 67. It's just the flaps not going on my side. 1 plus F. And the trim should be 28.8. It should be about upper half or something. Yeah, up 0.4.
Yeah. Just let me check something quickly. That's fine.
Hey Toto, thanks.
That's,
Thanks for the feedback.
There we go.
Edinburgh Tower, good day. KLM 1 Stinger, request to dive for clearance.
Okay, so on the takeoff page, I don't have that showing yet on my side, on your side.
Alright, so should we check those takeoff figures?
Let me just enter that on my side as well, and that way it should sync up. So there we go. Yeah, so I have V1143, VR143, V2146.
Yep.
6,000 transition, although let me change that 6.1 so that doesn't blink all the time. And then we've got the flaps 1 up 0.4.
Yep.
Flex 67.
Flex 67.
And we have, yeah, and thrust reduction acceleration 1140, and engine out is 2,100.
2,100, yes, I have the same.
Perfect. And then
what about
Radna?
stop margin? What stop margin have you got?
I have 140 on my side.
I have 159.
Okay, that's fine then. That's close enough, I think.
Yeah. Radnav, then let's have a look at that.
Yeah.
So, let's tune uniform whiskey, because that's where we make the turn. That's already tuned. Let's just do that again. Hard tune that. Radio 351 346 T Tango Lima Alpha as well. That should be tuned. Yeah, I'm gonna tune that.
Yep.
Perfect. I think that's all I need to tune. In that case.
Yep.
Let's. I've the secondary flight plan is now out as well, so let me change that quickly.
Yeah.
Where are we? 24025. GPH 240 degrees, 25 miles. And from there we will hold 240 degrees inbound and left turns. No, we'll... yeah, left turn seems sensible. There we go.
Garen says no sound. Are you sure? Everybody's saying we've got sound, Garen.
Papa Hotel, new destination.
Maybe check your browser or something.
Perfect. Data init, flight plan, technique, flight plan, radnav, init B, and performance. Perfect. That's set up then.
Thanks, Sanders. Yeah. Yeah, maybe check your browser settings. Good. I've checked everything. Looking good.
And initial climb. We should set initial climb now. Should we not?
Yeah, 6,000.
Yeah, 6,000.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right. Should we do
So
the
one more
departure
thing.
briefing?
Yeah, before we do, so just a general rule regarding shared flight, just like in the real cockpit. So whenever the aircraft is on the ground, the pilot flying does the manipulation of the speed, heading, and altitude, and the modes, right?
Yeah.
Once we're flying, as long as you are using the autopilot on, then also the pilot flying is the only one that manipulates the autopilot panel.
Okay.
Unless he orders the pilot monitoring to set something for him. Otherwise, the pilot monitoring never ever touches the autopilot panel, right? The same goes for the FMS or the MCDU. Anything that adjusts the vertical or the lateral flight plan is always only done by the pilot flying. And the only exception to that rule in flight is the following: when the pilot flying is actually in manual flight. That's the only time when, without even saying anything, the controls are transferred regarding the FMS and regarding the autopilot are then being transferred to the pilot monitoring. So if, let's say...
Edinburgh ground is now online, 121.755.
Okay.
Ground online for further, 121.
All right, we'll do that in a second. And so let's say ATC gives us a new heading instruction, right? So, and the pilot flying is in manual flight. That means me, as the pilot monitoring, I will dial in the new heading without the pilot flying ordering me to do so, right? That's something very basic as a rule.
Yeah.
Same with the altitude, right? So if we get cleared to level 240, let's say, I will dial in 240. I won't wait for a command from the pilot flying because it's obvious it's a clearance from ATC,
Yeah.
so I can dial it in. However, let's say we are in currently open climb and the pilot flying wishes to use vertical speed. He will then instruct me as the pilot monitoring, again in manual flight, he will say, pull vertical speed 1,000 or plus 1,000, right? And then I will set that accordingly. Yeah, and again, once the autopilot is on, again, it's only the pilot flying that manipulates the MCDU regarding lateral and vertical flight path or the autopilot panel as well, right?
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so briefing. So which format would you like to use? The one I published on my website, or?
I usually go through the weather, aircraft, NOTAMs, and threats to start with.
Okay.
So
Then
I
go
guess
ahead.
we'll do that.
Yep.
So
Go ahead.
the weather in Edinburgh is pretty nice. It is overcast, and let me hold on. I should have prepared for this a bit better. Okay, so broken at 4,400 feet. So we have computed with anti-ice off because I don't think we'll need it. The runway is dry. There is 3 knots of wind from the north, and because we're on runway 24, that means our right engine is critical for the departure. but 3 knots is barely anything, so realistically we probably won't notice it. That leaves us though with a headwind component of 2 knots. The aircraft QNH as well is 1007, which has been set by both of us. The aircraft is a fully functioning Airbus A319, nothing in the tech log that we know of. Not that we have one, but there's nothing in the tech log. NOTAMs, I don't really pay too much attention to them. We're in the sim after all. Threats then, we're in shared flight, which I've not ever done actually on stream certainly, so that's a threat. But other than that, we've got ATC, so traffic separation should be taken care of. Edinburgh's a pretty easy airport, although we have got some traffic around, so just watch out for that while we're taxiing. It's a full-length departure, so no intersections to worry about. And the airport, we can expect a taxi via Foxtrot, then Alpha, all the way out to Delta 1, so full length, and there are no hot spots for our taxi, so that's fine. Any threats you want to add?
Yeah. So the only hotspot I can see is, I think that was due to the old runway, but that's like Mike taxiway now. Yeah, so I don't think it's really a threat. There may be some GA aircraft on the right once we're on Alpha going northbound, but otherwise. Special threats, so departure routing is a conventional. I'll monitor that and I'll give you a call out if the autopilot doesn't follow the correct path. The same thing is what I normally brief in the rear flight deck is that we'll monitor each other, and there should be no concern regarding making call outs. So call outs are never criticism, right? It's always a supportive means of letting the other know, hey, there's some speed or altitude or heading that's not correct, so let's correct that. And again, it's never criticism.
Yeah.
So don't hold back, right? If you see something that's not as it should be, speak up and let the other one know.
Yep.
Apart from that, I have nothing to add.
All right. So, in that case, initial climb is 6,000 feet, which we have set. And as we pass overhead Uniform Whiskey, it's going to be a right turn. And climb, we've got no speed constraints, and no altitude constraints, although we do have to achieve certain altitudes. And should we have any issues, severe issues such as an engine failure, we'll follow the secondary flight plan. So nothing below 400 feet. Above 400 feet, we can start the ECAM actions, push the level off, and then activate the secondary flight plan, which is carrying on out 25 miles and then holding with left turns. And we'll return back to Edinburgh if something goes wrong, because there's a nice long runway here. It's a pretty easy airport to get back into.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
Okay, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing to add there, and I would be ready for a first checklist.
Right. Let's see.
So on the ground, yeah, you call up the checklist name, so you would say Cockpit Preparation Checklist.
All right.
And I would read it.
Yeah.
And you answer the prompts there.
Okay, so cockpit preparation.
Roger. Gear pins covers removed. Fuel quantity.
Fuel quantity is 8,200 kilograms, now checked and balanced.
Perfect. Seatbelts.
Seatbelts are on.
ADIRS.
It is data. Sorry.
Position
nav
monitor,
green.
the first. Yeah, correct. And bar or ref.
QNH 1007 set 3 times.
Yeah, QNH 1007. And we've got 110 feet on my side.
And 110 feet on mine.
Perfect. And that's the cockpit preparation checklist complete. So now you would call for the before start items.
Yeah. Before start checklist.
No, so first before start items, and I think.
Oh, okay.
So you're, if you look at the flows, so you do the beacon.
Yeah. So.
You check that your window is closed. You check the door slide arm indication.
Doors are armed. Yeah.
Rest levers idle.
Idle.
Yeah. And so I'll check that transponder is transmitting mode Charlie. It is. My Windows doors closed as well.
And 4 thrust levers idle, parking brake set as well.
Yeah. And then you would put on the fuel tank pump switches on as well when any time you wish now.
Yeah, let's do that. Fuel pumps on.
Yeah, and now I'm ready for the checklist.
And before start checklist.
Before start, parking brake.
Set.
Takeoff speeds and thrust.
Confirmed.
So you would read 143, 143,
okay,
146, flex 67.
Yep. 143, 143, 146, flex 67, config 1.
Yeah, so I would say the same, 143, 143, 146, flex 67. And windows, doors.
Closed and armed.
Closed. And the beacon.
Beacon light is on.
And that's the before start checklist complete. Okay, I'm on ground. I'll call for pushback, and then I think since I am master, I'll organize the pushback truck.
Okay.
And get it right.
Edinburgh ground, good afternoon. ET711 stand 9, and we have QNH 1007 A319 fully ready for start push. ET711 at the ground, hello, stand by. We'll go back shortly. Standing by.
Oh yeah, to be a passenger on your flight. Yeah, you have to have the ToLiss, yeah, correct. You have to have the aircraft, yeah. Oh yeah, that's actually true. So anybody that's in X-Plane 12 and has the ToLiss 319, if you want, I can add you as a passenger. You can fly along as a passenger on the flight. That's quite a funny feature as well, I think. Hey Nick, how are you doing? Well, it's busy here. Look at that. Yeah, there's 2 aircraft pushing behind us at the moment.
Yeah, we've got a 747 parked next to us as well.
Well, for me, it looks like a 330 on my model matching.
It looks like a 747 to me, but I don't know.
Yeah, I would have to check the...
The other day at Heathrow, there was a 350 and it was model matched as a 330.
Well, that's not too bad.
No, not too bad. But it did confuse me a bit when they said 350 parking up next to you and it was a 330.
Yeah. Yeah, the model matching here in X-Plane sometimes is a bit weird, yeah.
Yeah, I just have the default stuff that came with X-Pilot. I don't have anything additional.
Yeah. So let me have a look.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Ricardo Hot Breaks, welcome. Thanks for watching. Glad you're enjoying the streams.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
So I did ask for the pushback truck, but I'm not sure what's happening here.
They said they're ready to connect. I heard them.
Okay. Not seeing the animation. Sometimes there's an issue with shed flight and a better pushback.
Edinburgh ground, get up on Tango, ready for taxi, we'll get up.
Oh, he's lifting me up. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
same
weird.
here.
So I can't see the animation. I can't see the truck.
It's probably fine because the aircraft is synced.
Yeah. Then I guess you have to do the. Oh yeah, it says on my side pushback. Maybe you have to get the pushback direction in a minute if you can set that up.
Taxi to Delta 1 for Kate and Montreal. Other line 1415, good taxi, it's full length, is correct. Line 1415, roger, taxi on a point Delta 1, number 24 by...
I don't know. Are you able to set the pushback direction?
Let's see. Better pushback, start pushback.
Ground to cockpit,
Ah,
please
yeah.
show me where you want to go.
Yeah.
I can
So,
set up.
Let's see. Okay, then set up facing north. I would say it is.
Facing north. So that's tail right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hold on, but we're not cleared yet to push back.
No, not cleared yet.
Okay.
It's just it's a pre-planning. I mean, if that fails, we can still do the pushback. We can kill better pushback and do it via the ToLiss.
No, it'll work.
Pushback,
It'll work. I just selected start
Okay.
pushback, so now I have to wait on
Yeah,
the
so
planning
maybe-
screen for ages.
Yeah.
Hold on, actually,
I think.
if I cancel the plan, and then I should be able to. Yeah,
Ground to
this will
cockpit,
work.
please show me where you want to go.
Yeah, because the thing is, you've got controls of the flight controls, so that's
Yeah.
why probably you have to do pushback. That makes sense. German Sim Aviation. Yeah, the beacon is definitely more visible here. Yeah, that is true. Right, he's taxied out. We should be all right in a minute. Yeah, they're both gone. Let's see.
Uh-oh, now the 747 is pushing back.
Oh, are you joking?
No.
So apparently people saying it's a 707, which I find quite funny.
Oh, are we cleared?
Yep.
Okay.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Parking brake released.
Starting pushback and you may start engines.
Yep, we're pushing back. Hooray. Right, so for the engine start, it's your item for the ignition start switch, and then to put the start lever. I think we start engine 1 on the easies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so engine's all yours
Yeah.
whenever you're ready.
34, 36, sorry, building 12-1, 33. 711, apologies, okay, all position, easy, 711.
Okay, try it. Can you stop the pushback?
Stop the pushback.
Yeah, he said cancel pushback.
There we go. Stopped. And parking brake
Operation
set.
complete. Set parking brake.
Well, he's not really going to be able to
Disconnecting toes. Stand by.
squeeze past, really.
Taxi Hannover Delta 1, number 24 by Golf Mike and
He didn't push back far enough.
Delta 4 via Golf Mike and
Yeah, there's no way he's getting past us.
Well, hope the crash detection is disabled. Yeah, he's just apologizing over direct message there. No worries. I'm not sure. Are you able to pull forward? Oh, he's asking for taxi now.
Condor 1807, if you have enough wind clearance to get past the you can call for taxi.
Now he's like judging. I mean, what we could do, we could start the engines and maybe taxi out.
Yeah.
I shall offer that to him.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead with engine start.
All right. So we.
Sorry, are you able to straight push? What we could do, we could start the engines here and then just take a left turn and help. That would work for us.
Can't start planner. Pushback
Ground
already
to
in
cockpit.
progress.
Please show me where you
Please
want
stop
to
the
go.
pushback operation first.
Yeah, just go ahead with the engine start and then.
Oh, okay. So we're stuck on where we are then. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's. APU bleeders on, fuel pumps are on, ignition start. Starting engine number 1.
Roger that. And then you can tell the pushback truck to disconnect.
Yeah, no, we'll keep them connected because then it's easier to plan again.
No. So I said to him that we're going to start the engines here and then just taxi out left turned.
Oh,
got enough
we
room
can.
to the front.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
So
stop pushback.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Echo Bravo, hello, taxi, stand 6 via Alpha Foxtrot.
Good start on engine 1.
Kilo 932, no further agency, continue to come 122,
Disconnecting hand signals. Number 1 available. Starting number 2.
Perfect. Yeah, so the Condor just has to wait a few minutes. That's not a problem though. Not for us at least.
Station call sign. Air Force 1. Air Force 1, Edinburgh ground flow.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Stand 211, number 747-800. It might come up on your thing as V, I think it's VA. Give me 1 second.
Can you hear me?
Okay, good engine start. So you can call for the after start flow if you like.
Yeah, no problem, I've got you. You cleared Manchester. Crash the
And let's go after start flows.
Yeah, no problem, we're not ready for it. Yeah,
So you just do the APU bleed. I'll do the rest down here.
Number 1. So 1 is engine mode slow. Yeah, captain.
Yeah, that's already
so
normal.
that's fine. Number 2 is APU. 3 lights.
And we'll do the flight control check on taxi out.
Yep.
So I'll call in
Okay,
that we're ready for
fine.
taxi.
There we go. Yep.
EV711, request taxi. EV711, taxi on a point Delta 1, runway 24,
Yeah, so everyone, I've just set it up so I can speak to you without Blackbox hearing me.
Right, so left out.
The chat's now free.
Right side clear.
Clear left. Yep. Alright, are we cleared for taxi?
Yeah, clear left, Foxtrot Alpha.
Perfect.
Holding point Delta 1.
Parking brake released.
Yep. So the next taxiway on the left is going to be Foxtrot.
Manchester by the Ghost of 1 Charlie departure squad 6467 F1.
And then it's going to be a right on Alpha.
Okay.
Good, you're on Alpha all the way, holding point Delta 1.
Perfect.
So cabin is ready. I've done all the items whenever you're ready.
And flight controls, I guess we need to do. Now we're on a
Yes, sir.
straight
Yep.
piece of taxiway, so my controls.
Your
Full
controls,
left.
Yeah.
And roll spoilers.
Left.
Full right.
Full right, yeah. And neutral. We have full up. Full down. Neutral. Full right on the rudder. Full left. And neutral.
And you have control.
It's fine. That's fine. Only the
You don't
flying
want
does
to
the
check
flight
yours?
control. No, it's fine. So that's not done in real life either. So it's just the captain checks the flight controls and that's it. Hey Peter, good avance. So would you like the? Fine. Oh, that's interesting. There we go. The Unicom is set. So I will be ready for a checklist if you like.
Okay, so that would be the taxi checklist. Taxi checklist.
Let's have after checklist. Normally we'll do that after having done the flight control check. So anti-ice is off. Ecom status is checked. Pitch trim is up 0.40, and rudder trim is neutral. The tax checklist now. Flight controls
Checked.
checked. Flap setting.
Config 1.
Yeah, config 1 plus F.
Plus F, yeah.
Yeah, radar PWS.
Oh, you've got it on system 2. On an auto.
Yeah, and then we've got engine mode selector.
Normal.
Ecam memo.
Takeoff no blue.
And that's the taxi checklist completed.
Perfect.
So let's have a look.
Lineup checklist is the next one.
Right hand side is clear. Cabin crew prepare for departure. Tax were calculated with off.
Yep.
And the approach sector is clear. I'll just give them a shout.
Edinburgh traffic, Unit 711 lining up, departing runway 24 in Edinburgh.
And the lineup checklist. Take a runway.
Confirm full length 24.
24 for length. TCAS, TARA, and we have tax 1 and 2.
1 and 2 off.
And that's the lineup check was complete.
I'll get the landing lights on, that might be a good idea.
Yeah,
And strobes.
perfect.
There we go.
Cool, let's go. I'll start the timer.
Perfect. And just get lined up properly.
Mhm.
And let's do this.
Have a good flight.
It's at 50%. EGT stable and set takeoff thrust. Manflex 67. SRS. We'll do thrust bleed.
Checked. Thrust set. On 100 knots.
Check.
V1. Rotate. Farther right.
Get her up, please.
Too low. Terrain.
Get her up, please.
Too low.
Yep,
Terrain.
yep, yep. So just like I did the right button here. Gear up.
Too low. Terrain.
Thrust climb, auto thrust 6,000 feet blue.
Is checked.
Flaps up, please.
Please checked.
Flaps up.
Yep, coming. Flap 0. Pack 1 is on. And pack 2 is on.
Perfect.
Lovely. And now we go 2,000 feet to go. A nice departure route here. Cool thing is about shared flight. So when you're pilot monitoring, there's 1,000 feet. You have much more time to look out the window.
Yes.
Now, if you're okay with it, I'll check TCAS for above any targets. Let's have a look.
Okay.
I don't see any targets, so if you're okay with it, we can continue climb.
Yep, so let's go up to 10,000 feet to start with.
Okay, so I'll set your 10,000, and what mode would you like?
Open climb, please.
There we go, 10,000.
Thank you.
Is it really? Hang on. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that should not be linked. Yeah.
Set standard
10.
pressure.
Checked. Standard passing 7.2 now.
Check.
Yeah, sorry, I have to change that command. 1,000 feet to go.
Out start. And we can continue our climb. Yeah, so performance is fine, so we can continue up to 360.
Okay. So I'll dial in 360.
And open climb, please.
There you go. It really was one on radio. What is FSX? Yeah. Cool. I'll get you the landing lights off. I'll clear you the RATNAV. And I'll copy the secondary. And I'll clear the fixed info page. Looking good. All right, you're all set.
Yeah, and we'll engage the autopilot. So autopilot 1.
Checked. Yeah, nice departure. Good. Well done.
Perfect.
So northbound over the Scottish Highlands we go.
Yes. Yep. This works so much better than when I tried shared flight in Microsoft Flight Sim using the yaw controls.
Yeah. It's
really
something I've always said.
well.
Yeah. So I don't want to spend hours troubleshooting, and getting to grips with these things, and I just want things to work, and I want to fly. So, all right, Captain, seatbelts.
Yes, there's no turbulence, is there? So let's get them off.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you
Seatbelt off, yeah.
you did it.
Yeah, you would tell me to switch
okay.
those off, and that's it. It depends, Tom. It depends on, if you do shared flight, it's the ToLiss for sure. But I think regarding the overall kind of fidelity, if you take everything into account with visuals and sound and the possibilities with system simulation, then Phoenix is better, right? So again, it's all a matter of how you use these add-ons.
Yeah, but both of them are very high quality. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's
yeah.
you really are picking tiny differences. It's a difficult decision between them, I think.
It's so difficult to answer that question anyways, because everyone has a different mindset when it comes to flight simulation.
I mean,
right?
for me, I find it easier to load up X-Plane because it's so much faster to load and then to use. But then if you want visuals and stuff like that, then Microsoft has to be it.
Yeah. And that's just the thing. I mean, I know, from comments in the community here on stream, I know that there's a lot of people that are extremely focused on visuals and sounds. Then of course you're not going to be really happy with X-Plane. But there's others that are not so fixated on that. They're more fixated on system simulation or flight model itself, right? And they're X-Plane 12 just feels more natural in that regard. So yeah, in the end, it's up to you, each and every one of you, to decide what you prefer. Yeah, so cool thing is, with the connection on VATSIM, that works nicely as well, right? And So you can see that in initial, so the first 1 or 2 flights, it's always, when you fly with someone, trying to get to grips with the procedures, and see who does what items, right? And then once that works, you will notice that the workload distribution is just so great because, things become so much more relaxed when you've got 2 pilots on the flight deck here. Sogan, how long have you been in flight simulation then? How did you start?
Sorry, me.
Yeah. How long have you been in flight simulation?
I've probably, I started with FSX probably about 5 years ago, I want to say. 4 or 5 years ago. Then I went to X-Plane 11 because at the time that was the best that there was. Then obviously, Microsoft came out. But because I was in the Falklands, Microsoft 2020 isn't an option down there because of the internet. So when I came to the UK about 1.5 years ago, I went X-Plane 12, and then I went Microsoft. So yeah.
And do you have a preferred add-on aircraft type, or
It
are you a little bit like me?
has to be the ToLiss 330.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say if they came out with a Dash 200 330, then that would be my favorite.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like the fact that we are actually blessed with having many add-ons that are fairly well detailed and allow us to get immersed in many different aircraft types. I think that's brilliant. And worldwide as well, right? So the sceneries. I'm going to switch on. Actually, the SAT is -41, so we're in the climb.
And
so
we are in cloud about to be. So get the anti-ice.
Yeah.
Do we need anti-ice?
Well, the thing is that the SAT is below -40 already,
Yeah.
so not
Okay.
really necessary
We
anymore.
probably don't need it.
Yep. Yeah, so for me, the fascination really is being able to fly, different add-ons, and feel nicely immersed and kind of get an idea. Like, let's say the A380, for example, right? So that's also an add-on which gives you, an idea what it would be like to fly the A380, right, in real life. Maybe not so much regarding the flight dynamics, but I mean, using the systems, doing long-range flight with it. You can get a good idea.
Yeah. If your computer can run it.
Yeah, performance-wise, it is a bit hard on the system, yeah.
We've hit a bit of turbulence in that cloud. Nothing too severe though.
Yeah. No. So these days, I think that's pretty much procedures, at least in Europe, where people are supposed to be strapped into their seats anyways as soon as they've taken the seats. So we would actually switch on the
I would get the seatbelt sign on, please.
Yeah. Well, hang on. We would only use that if we really have moderate or severe turbulence.
We've got a bit of
So-
turbulence.
At the moment, on my side, I would say it's just light turbulence.
Well,
So for that, I wouldn't really.
it looks to me.
But you're the captain, though. If you say seatbelts on, I'll put seatbelts on. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, I will
You're
put
the
them
captain.
on. I will put them on.
All right, there we go.
Thank you.
That's fine. Seatbelts on. There we go.
Yeah, because my side, I've got the physics camera turned on, so it does look
Oh,
rather.
is that in X camera? Or with
No,
what
it's
do you
just
have?
it's the G-loaded camera. Explain default.
Okay, let me have a look. Is that under developer? Or
Under view.
View, G-load camera, internal
Yeah.
views. Okay, let me. Oh, you see, I can't I guess, you know what? I can't activate that, and I think that has to do because I'm using X camera.
Yeah. it's a really good feature. It works very well.
And I think that's because I have that. I should have a setting here as well. Let's have a look. What Cineflex camera? No. Yeah, that's what Toto says as well. I would have to disable X camera, but no, I don't. But there we go. But that's why you probably have some better feel regarding turbulence than me. Yeah.
Anyway, we seem to have come out of the turbulence now. So
okay, then you would just command
come off. Yeah.
Roger that. Seatbelt signs off. Okay, let me just have a look. So if I disable X camera, okay, so let me have a look then. G-load camera. Okay, now at least that's turned
So if you are enjoying
on.
the
Yeah,
stream, then please don't forget to leave a like and
So now
subscribe.
once
It
we
is
hit some
greatly
turbulence-
appreciated. It does really help with our mission to raise awareness for
Oh,
all
I need to be in beta
Nation.
version. I think I am.
I don't think I'm in the beta. I think I'm in the stable version.
Yeah, I can see a little bit turbulence, Toto. I can see a little bit movement there. Yeah. Yeah, it's already. I can already see a little bit turbulence. That's fine.
Yeah, there's not much left now.
Top the cloud there. Yeah, let me go back. Switch that back on again. All right, cool. Yeah, that's a nice feature.
But it's really cool on landing as well. Takeoff and landing. And also taxiing around because it like vibrates as if there were bumps in the tarmac.
Okay. Yeah, I can only hope that someday X camera will include that as well. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to next weekend regarding the FS Weekend show in Lelystad, Netherlands. So, because people are writing here, that's amazing how not just the aircraft add-ons have evolved, but also the hardware market has evolved. Making affordable hardware now for flight simmers. And I agree. So I have so many add-ons, hardware add-ons as well, and that's really nice. So looking forward to see what's on the market and what the plan is for the future. 2,000 to go.
Yep.
Nice. For some reason, I don't know why I can't call up weather data in a ToLiss at the moment. There must be some setting somewhere. Yeah, thrust lever is a bit wobbly. I guess that has to do with calibration. Hey, Taylor West. So you're going to London tonight? Catch a flight to Amsterdam? Looking forward to it. Yes, me too, Taylor West.
Hello,
So
Moth.
I'll let you know. Well, Saturday I'll be
Great
arriving
to see
around
you,
about 2
watching.
o'clock at this show. I know it's a bit late because it apparently only is open at 1600 for the general public. But I'll be there around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and so we can meet up then. And then, yeah, we got a nice dinner set up for 6 o'clock. Gonna have some good talks there. Looking forward to that. Ah, okay, look at that. So Trump Light says X-Camera has released a beta to work with G camera. Thanks for the info. Fantastic. Hey, Baby Boeing. So this weekend in Lelystad, which is a bit east of Amsterdam, they have the VATSIM weekend show. Yeah, Taylor West. Yeah, just let me know on Discord, or maybe I still have your WhatsApp. Right, so back to the question regarding ATIS. I don't know why I can't. Because I don't need to be on Hoppy, I know that.
Out star.
Yep, sorry.
And
There we
out
go,
cruise.
360.
There we go.
I'll set your TCAS to below.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I don't know why I can't get weather info through the MCDU. So one thing which is also a very cool feature is now, don't worry, I'm not going to do anything nasty, but so here in shared flight, what you can do, you can actually go and
Thank you very much to the 2 people who
fail
have
some stuff.
subscribed. That's
so I can
greatly
set that up, and if
appreciated.
I have the key still valid, let's have a look. Oh, it's already, I think let's do, was it Z or Y? So if you look at my screen there on my nav display, do you see VR2 in red?
Nav display. Yes.
So you see that does work. So there's so what you have to do in order for that to sync to aircraft, I think, yeah, you can pre-dial the failure, and then I think to activate on both sides, you have to have a button bound to that. So like I think I had a Z key or something, and when you press that, it then activates on both sides. So let's reset that again, fix that. The A319 behavior, I don't know. I have to ask Nick for that. So how was the takeoff? How did it feel like?
Yep, it felt fine. Yep. Very smooth. It felt, just like X-Plane always does, pretty much. It has a lot more, inertia and weight to it than Microsoft. It feels more alive, I would say.
So, yeah, the question was, apparently 319 had a new update. I don't know when the update was, but I updated yesterday everything, so I don't know when the last update was actually officially out.
Yeah, I last updated it maybe a month ago. I've probably not got the latest update for it.
Right, so now since we can't get the weather through the ACARS, I'm going to call up the weather here. So currently Vagar, it has light snow showers. So 020 at 15, light snow, a few 900, a few 1400, scattered 2000. So it will be interesting. 2 degrees, Kinich 1012. But the wind is okay, the wind is not too bad today.
I've got 15 knot crosswind, supposedly.
Yeah, it is 15 crosswind now.
Which
But
could be
again, it could be
interesting.
worse.
Could be
Yeah,
worse,
yeah,
but
for sure. Yeah.
it's what, a 30-meter wide runway, so it's a pretty narrow runway.
Yeah, that's a good point as well, because that then means it's more likely to get a hard landing, because you think you're visually higher up than you actually
Yeah.
are. So you have to really listen to the countdown of the height.
Yeah, and it's sloped as well, quite severely sloped. So you're landing uphill as well.
Yeah. Challenge for sure. Somebody asked, is it worth getting X-Plane for the flat factor 777 alone? Now, the flat factor 777 is not finished yet. I mean, it's still in a beta version. It's very nice. I like it a lot. I'll fly it again here very soon. Now, the good thing about X-Plane is that, just to give you an idea, right now I'm running X-Plane, and I have, for the sceneries, a little bit of an addition called SimHaven. They have different regions, US, Europe, so you can download each of these regions to enhance the ground autogen, right? So give you a bit more, nicer buildings on the ground, etc. And that alone is quite nice, and that's free, right? So, if you have, well, if you want to have some more detailed airport add-ons, then of course you're going to have to start, paying some money for those third-party add-ons. But overall, X-Plane offers a lot of freeware on these dedicated websites. So, it's not as expensive as other flight sim platforms.
Yeah, and the other thing I would say as well, as far as scenery goes, is that X-Plane airports, default airports, are much better because they are usually handcrafted. Most of them by now, I think, are handcrafted through the X-Plane gateway. So they are all pretty good.
Yep, getting much better. So nicely above the clouds here. Beautiful. So I'm just wondering, so what's still missing for me in Microsoft Flight Sim is the 747. The thing is, though, we know that currently they're working on, so P&G is working on the 747-200. So the question is, how many people are actually looking forward to that?
I do also want to give a shout out to anyone who's just subscribed over on my channel. I've not had any alerts, but a few people have, so thanks very much for that.
Was it even a 747-100? And they work on a 747 SP, which is probably SP. Is that like the short version? That looks so weird.
We should probably start having a think about our arrival, I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are 260 miles out.
Yeah.
So, let me just get the chart up quickly. KBG charts. Stars approaches. We're on Victor, ILS Victor.
Yep. Exactly, because we're going to be arriving via Sudur.
Yeah. So let me get the plan view up on mine and see how that looks. super, there we go. So let's check the constraints. Suda above 4,000 feet. Yep. VG918. VG914. VG908. Yep, VG907, and that's got a constraint of 4,000 feet in it. VG904, 4,000 feet as well. And then it is a 3.5 degree ILS that is in and on a course of 302 degrees. Track 301, okay, that's 1 degree out, but that's fine. Go around. VG901, yeah. Arc 903, that's 190, yeah. 90529, yes. And old right turns, 4,000 feet. Okay, perfect. Let me get the weather up in Vagar. Ooh, what's happened? Here we go, weather. So, should we do an arrival briefing now?
Yeah, I've checked all the values. I've already done the landing calculations as well. Almost calculations.
So, yeah, let's do some landing calculation. Flap 3, should we go flap 3?
I
Less
would go
drag.
against that because, well, we've got two problems. One is the steep profile, that's one, and the other one is a short runway. So I would, and light snow, so it could be wet and.
Yes, okay, we'll go flap full in that case. Brake mode medium will compute and reverse on to start with. Status overweight apparently.
I put in 62.5.
Estimated fuel on board is 5.1. And we've got a zero fuel weight of 56.9. So 61.962 is our landing weight. Supposedly, so I'll add 500 kilos. Yeah, okay, so I've computed with 62.5 landing weight.
Yeah, that's max landing weight, exactly.
Yeah, we've got a margin of 545 meters, which is fine.
Yeah, I got with runway condition wet and engine ITIs on. I have 318 meters of that.
Wet runway, let's do that. What other conditions? We could compact snow. Do you think it could be snowy up there?
Not really. It's plus 2 degrees, only light snow. I think they would probably chemically de-ice the runways, so I'd go with wet runway.
Okay, wet runway. Compute. 379 meters margin.
Yeah, exactly the same.
So, the weather, 15 knots from 020, which gives us a crosswind component of 15 knots, headwind of 3 knots. So that is quite strong, but nowhere near our limit. Few clouds at 900 feet, and that is fine because our minima is 480 feet, so we are fine for Cat 1.
Okay, so can I just quickly intervene there, please?
Yep.
So on the landing performance calculator, it says engine out to go around gradient. The maximum it can do is 4.4%.
4.4%. Okay. Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
our minima is 490 feet in that case.
perfect. I would go with that as well.
Okay, so let's fill that in then. So 490 minimum descent altitude.
Checked.
QNH we can expect. Where is it?
10, 12.
1012. Temperature is going to be 2 degrees. Have you got 2 degrees?
Yep, 2 degrees it is.
And wind is 020 at 15.
Checked.
It's going to be config full, so no need for the flap 3 push button.
I agree.
Alright, the aircraft then is still a fully functioning Airbus 319.
Yeah.
No TAMs, nothing that we should be concerned about. We are in the sim. Threats, lots of threats. Firstly, we've got the terrain off to the northeast, which is a threat certainly for our go-around as well. So should we have to go around, we do need to make a slight left turn to avoid terrain.
Yeah.
Which makes the outbound course 289 degrees for the go-around, and that's straight out to Magny. However, that is programmed into the MCDU, so that will be giving us guidance on that. Just making sure to follow it. MSA is 4,000 feet, and we've checked through the routing, so that looks fine. In via Suda, and then joining the ILS for runway 30. It's a slightly steeper approach than usual at 3.5 degrees, so make sure we are configured in plenty of time. Keep the speed under control as well. Yeah, it should be a fairly standard ILS and with a minimum of 490 feet.
Sounds good. One thing I'll change is the transition flight level. It should be about 90, because transition altitude is 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5.
Yeah, we have QNH 1012, so I'll put 90. Yeah, you mentioned a bit of crosswind for the threats. Steeper than normal glide slope. I agree with that. And then also a 30-meter wide runway you mentioned. It's upsloping, so a bit of possible hard landing awareness.
Yep.
And we have a little bit of buffer with automatic medium, so we can flare a little bit. Let's say 200 meters flare is fine. So
yeah, that's another thing I was going to mention, though. It is a fairly short runway, and it is steeply sloping at both ends, so that's just worth mentioning.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't have anything to add. I'm happy with that. Yeah, it just looks like probably didn't see that, but it looked like some fighter jets intercepted us on the right-hand side a few seconds ago. Yeah, so somebody typed in chat, Fast 102 is intercepting us.
And I guess we ought to talk about how it's going to be flown as well. So I intend on keeping the autopilot in until we're established on the localizer and glide slope, and then get it down to about 1,000 feet, take manual control if we're visual with the runway, but leave the auto throttle in.
Sounds good to me. Also, I think, from a mindset here, think about it, that you're going to be allowing yourself to be a bit more aggressive on the flight controls. Just, normally we're airline pilots, we tend to be in the mindset of, passenger comfort. So we tend to go easy on the flight controls. But in these approach types, with gusty crosswinds, just get your mindset that you try to get, don't let the aircraft get too far outside of normal values with speed and altitude and lateral tracking. So it's a bit more aggressive, today.
And of course, we should be prepared for a go around as well at any time.
Mm-hmm. So the call out would be, anyone below 1,000 feet height calls that go around. It's a mandatory
again.
go around.
Thank you very much for subscribing.
No, we'll make it. So no, anyone below 1,000 feet calls that go around. It's a go around.
Yeah.
So the call out will be from the pilot flying, go around flaps. Pilot monitoring checks the speed and puts the flap. In this case, since we're going to be probably in config full, I'll put it in config 3, so I'll say flaps 3. And then I would call out thrust set or go around thrust set, positive rate, and then pilot flying says gear up.
Yeah, and since we have got that crosswind and we have got the hills around us, if we do get wind shear or we call go around for the wind shear, we'll stay in our configuration until we're climbing away.
Yeah, and the call out for that will be wind shear toga.
Yeah.
Because that call out then triggers everyone in the flight deck to the same procedure. So you put the thrust levers as a toga notch, and the configuration remains the same until we're out of the wind shear.
Something quite cool on that topic. I realized the other day that the ToLiss does actually call wind shear if you do experience wind shear.
Yeah, it's hopefully not too too sensitive, because that can be annoying sometimes.
No, it needs quite a lot to trigger it. I was doing some stuff at Madeira, and I specifically set it so that there would be significant wind shear.
Yeah. Somebody started asking if the call out is saying go around flaps or go around flaps. You should put a little pause.
Ricardo, you
that.
would flare early. We will flare quite a lot
for the simple
earlier,
reason that
because you flare early
procedures
for a
like
steep
bulk
glide
procedures,
slope, and you flare
or,
early
if you do a hard
for
landing
an
bounce
upslope
procedure,
all the way, so we'll be,
you don't want to
certainly flaring a bit
retract the
early
flaps
today.
while you are close to the ground, right? Because that changes lift. It changes the center of lift, so the behavior of the aircraft. So we usually have a small pause with go around, and then depending on where we are, what the engine state of the aircraft is, if there's a tail strike risk or not, and if we're high up, if there's no tail strike risk and it's a stable path, then we would go around flaps, right? And then somebody was asking why we're doing the Victor approach and not the we are doing the ILS Victor.
Yeah, Victor.
The reason is that it has to do with the arrival routing. So if you take the Zulu approach, for example, it's a conventional out of Vagar beacon. Right. So today, since it is quite convenient, with the arrival, the honor of arrival, we'll take the Victor. X-plane map enhancement is free and does not affect. So what does map enhancements do? I've not to use that.
We've got someone coming up on the left-hand side of us.
Oh, is that the fighter?
Yeah.
Escort?
Aha, here he is.
Check.
Just off of our left wing tip now.
Up there, yeah.
If we can see. There we go.
It's probably, yeah. It's probably, I don't know. For me, it's like a, it looks like a 319 as well or something. It's not a fighter jet. For me.
Oh yeah, it's like oh, it's a 737 for me.
Or 737, yeah. It's a very fast 737.
Yeah.
Yeah. So of course, yeah. You know, if you filed your flight plan via Robur, you're fine. Go with the Zulu approach. But we filed our flight plan via Sudur, so that's why we're doing.
Climb.
Oh, we've got
Climb.
TCAS.
Climb.
And that's because of passing.
Yeah, he's
Clear.
with Vigil with him.
Yeah, it's a. It doesn't say anything about aircraft type. It just says fast 102 on VATSIM. Map enhancement. Thanks, Roy. Map enhancements for X-Men is another like auto. Ah, okay. Understand. At least the call sign is correct. Yeah, normally, yeah, I don't really worry too much about these. Now, if you really don't want to see that aircraft, then what you can do is just. What's the command on X-Pilot regarding .aircraft, for example? So you can ignore certain aircraft.
That 737 is now in a dive
Yeah.
down to our left. Yeah, he's clear of us.
Is it Wallow? Okay. Or just Wallow? No.
Doing 700 knots of ground speed. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So what isn't Wallop like only for or ATC or something? Ah, it calls the supervisor. Okay. Ah, okay. All right, yeah, top drop coming in about
15 miles.
All right. Okay. There's no ATC here, so stream sniper, yeah, probably. Ah, okay. So dot ignore call sign. Thank you much for that. So that's so dot ignore past 102. Thank you so much. Excellent.
Can I get rid of him as well, or would that just work for you?
We could try.
So how do I? What do
So
I write?
just dot ignore
Ignore
space and then fast 102. That's a call sign.
fast. Capital letters for fast.
No, just put in small letters.
Okay. Let's see. Fast. There we go. Perfect.
And then, so I got the message saying fast 102 has been added to the ignore list.
Yeah, that's what it gave me.
Excellent. Right, yeah, thanks for that hearsay. All right, so shall we put in
Yeah, Ricardo.
4,000 something?
Bye-bye
Let
to
the
him.
VNAF do its thing.
Let's put in 11,000. So that's my whatever 11,000, and yeah, VNAV will go.
Managed descent, as they say on the Airbus. I take over the Boeing
Managed
commands as well. Yeah, it's no worries.
Highlight speed.
Just speed KLM is merging in front of. Okay, let me see. So we've got people flying along, which is very nice. Yeah, so there's someone close by. It's the Atlantic 1415 A319. He should be somewhere below us. Let me have a look. I don't see him. Bonesim Pilot, how to share flight? So share flight is a app, and also there's a website. I'll give you the link for that. And so you can get a free version that allows you to join someone who has a paid tier subscription, or you get a paid tier yourself so that you can create flights and invite people. And so there's many people online. You can ask, there for people to fly with. Also here, if anybody wishes to do a shared flight with me, just give me a shout on my Discord or here, and then we can set something up. But this only works in X-Plane, okay? X-Plane 11 or X-Plane 12. Hey, Tyregoth, how you doing? Cool. Okay, so anything Ratnaf we want to dial in? Is there anything that would help us? Open question. So I can see an NDB Mike Yankee, and I can see Vagar beacon in front of the runway. I think that would help.
Sorry?
The Vagar beacon.
Will probably help. Yep.
So Victor Golf, right or left? Which one do you want?
Victor Golf.
It's only
left.
on an NDB chart.
Yeah.
Left. Okay, I'll get you Victor Golf on the left. 348. Yeah, it is dialed in on the left side.
Thank you.
Yeah, and there's many different aircraft types that you can use with shared flight. Let me see if I can find the list. So they give you the software as well then for download on that website. And also they have a kind of a documents page where you can download checklists, procedures. Etc. So
Yeah, I actually uploaded my 320 checklist up to their whatever
nice.
library.
Straupi, thank you so much for the 6 months. Thank you so much for your support. The sun visor, yeah, it works well. Quite like it. It's not overdone, but yeah, it does help the glare a bit, yeah. Cool, so fuel on board for the landing 5.1 and min diversion was
3.3 I had.
let's pull up. I have 3.6 min diversion, so that's 1.5 more. So that's good, more than half an hour of extra fuel. So
Yeah,
in case
so
of go
that's
around, we
fine.
do have enough fuel just to do a second approach. Yeah. Cool, all right. We'll wait until we get into the clouds for the engine anti-ice. Let's have a look here. Running performance. So the latest weather info, so 010 at 12. Light snow has gone. We have 1 degree and
12.
1012. Yep.
0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Right, so that gives us 11 knots of crosswind, so it is dropping off.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's the one thing in X-Plane which I think is overdone, is the crosswind.
Yeah.
Because it can be a real handful sometimes.
Well, if you go into the like 30 knot crosswind or above, then it can happen that you have full aileron input and so it's not enough.
Yeah, or full rudder input and you still go off the runway.
Yeah, exactly. So it's something they have to tweak a little bit. Yeah, so here, German Sim Aviation, here in X-Plane, it does that automatically for you. So if the aircraft supports it, you have a replay mode. You don't have to press anything, it records that automatically. And afterwards you can, once you've logged off VATSIM, you can review. But you have to give me a shout later on after landing to do a replay.
And the thing about the replay here in X-Plane is it records a lot of aircraft parameters as well, not just the flight path.
Yeah, yeah. So, just running a little bit the numbers here. I just check one thing though. Right, I just loaded the descent wind data, so hopefully gives a bit more accurate descent winds. 73 miles, 21,000 feet, but headwind, that should add up nicely. Hey, Hilo, Shalom. Right, shall I switch on the engine anti-ice?
Yes, please.
Yes. On, and so let's have a look how many minutes. 15 minutes to landing. Seatbelts?
Yeah, seatbelts on, please.
Seatbelts are on.
Yeah, we've hit another lump of turbulence.
Yeah, I even saw that. Okay, so there's a few more things to do with the descent items. So auto brake should be set.
Yeah.
And the rest seems to be okay. And you're pilot flying, so that's your item.
Right. Auto brake medium.
Mm-hmm. And then once we switch over to the QNH setting, we can go with the approach checklist.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say we're in moderate turbulence here based on my camera.
Yep. So you could go dial down the speed to 270 or something.
Right.
That way.
Oh, pull the speed. If I can pull it, there we go.
Yep. So I think you're good to dial down to 4,000 feet now, since we're on the arrival.
Yeah, 4,000 feet.
So I can see there could be aircraft on the right. They're proceeding directly to the final, so they have a different routing now. I don't see anyone on TCAS though, which is kind of weird.
And we'll go open descent now.
Yeah, no. So that's the thing with the here in X-plane. You have to put the transponder not to auto but to on, and then you can see other traffic. So I think we would probably have to slow down anyways.
Yeah, let's get down to 240 knots.
Because that way I think we can let the aircraft on the right pass by, because they do have to do backtrack as well if they miss that taxiway.
We're gonna end up high on profile, so I'm gonna put some speed brakes out.
Sounds good. ALM is overflying the field at flight 90. Okay, that's a bit weird. So we've got the
speed brakes can come away.
Yeah, checked. So we've got the Atlantic Air at 12,000 feet currently. We have the the KLM is on a long range flight to Salt Lake City, so they're not landing. So we'll try to feed in behind the Atlantic Air on 1415.
Yeah, so they're the ones 4,600 feet below us, aren't they?
Yep.
On the TCAS.
Oh, I see what you mean. The KLM 14 Tango. Yeah. Yeah, they're just calling them. It could be that we may have to do a 360 Hertz Zulu.
I'm gonna slow the aircraft down. I'm gonna activate the approach phase and set managed speed.
Yeah, that will work. Yeah.
And get some speed brakes out, otherwise we'll end up high again.
Yeah, so we're 20 miles behind them. That's no problem for us. It's just a KLM. I don't know what he's doing. He says join the Zulu approach. But yeah, you're doing good. Just slightly high. Nothing to worry about, really.
No,
landing lights?
Still looking fine. Yeah, landing lights on, please.
They are on. So minus 7 degrees. That's fine. So transition, we can put in QNH already now if you like.
Yeah, so QNH, what is it, 1012.
Check.
So.
And then just let me know when you're ready for the approach checklist.
Yeah, we'll get the approach checklist done now.
Okay, approach, barrel ref.
QNH 1012 set 3 times.
1012 set. Seatbelts.
On.
Minimum.
It is 490 feet.
Vagar 490 set. Auto brake.
Medium.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist complete.
Great.
Yeah, looking good. On path. Very nice.
Yep. And that aircraft has plenty of room.
Yeah, I agree. Mike Foxtrot ILS. Is identified.
Yep, checked. Dim is 21 miles.
Correct. Hey, Yurak. Yeah, there'll definitely be some crosswind in the approach.
Yeah. Flaps 1, please.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Thank you. And we can arm the approach. So, there we go.
Yep.
Glide slope lock blue cat 1.
Do you arm the second autopilot normally, or?
No, we'll stay in single autopilot.
Oh, okay.
Market traffic 79415 is on a 3 miles below ILS 220 and we will report wind clear. Welcome check.
Yeah. So it's quite interesting. Somebody just mentioned that he heard that usually when it's windy, they would give you the RMP uniform approach, runway 30, which avoids the island mountains a bit.
Ah, that's a good
So
point.
that way-
I need terrain on my
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, so, but today it's fine. There's a lot of traffic inbound, so
Okay, Vagar traffic is eastbound north, 17 miles from the field, turning inbound localizer, flying the ILS 30 in Vagar.
All right, 500 feet to go.
Yep.
Right, good. Yeah, briefed everything. Quick review. So procedure for this approach will be according to the NAF routing, climbing up to 4,000
Up to
feet.
4,000, yes.
And the fuel 5.2 almost as expected.
Yep. Flaps 2, please.
Speed checked. Flaps 2.
Lock star.
Yep, checked.
One side, we have vacated the runway. Listen for your boarding. Get flight windshield fine, all right. I think there's no bank check required. Okay, thanks for the flight report. EZ711 is on a 30-mile final runway 30 in Vagar.
The localizer captured.
Right,
Let's
descent
start.
point. Yeah. Checked. Looking good. Yeah, 24 knot crosswind at the moment from the right. And there were a few clouds in 1,600 feet, so could be a fairly late breakout. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Glide slope captured.
Check. Missed approach 4,000 set.
Thank you.
$2,500. 2,000.
Yeah, it's because terrain below us here.
Radalt is alive though.
Checked. Severe ice detected. Okay, I'll switch on the wing anti-ice. The threshold elevation is 235 feet.
Yes. Visual with the runway.
Are you? I'm not.
2,500.
Well, maybe. Hang on. Oh yeah, now I am as well. Yeah. Bit snowy on my side.
Gear down, please.
Yes.
And
Gear down.
flaps 3.
Speed check. Flaps 3.
And flaps full, please.
Speed checked. Flaps full.
And you might want to get the runway turn off lights and stuff on.
Yes.
And
1,000.
landing checklist.
Landing checklist, go around altitude
4,000
4,000
feet.
feet is set. Yeah. And then we've got the cabin crew is advised. Ecam memo.
Landing near blue.
And that's the landing checklist complete.
Right, stable, glide slope, low glides are speed, runway visual, autopilot off, I have control.
Enjoy.
Dire traffic, TD711, 2 by final, runway 30 in Vagar.
Currently 17 knots crosswind from the right. Slightly
Yeah,
low.
I've got 20 knots from the right.
Yeah, correcting nicely.
500.
Yeah, coming back on path. On path.
Bit
Sync
high.
rate. Sync rate.
400.
100 above.
Yeah, my side a bit low.
Okay. Bit to the left.
Coming back on path.
Minimum.
300.
Careful with the sync rate. Sync rate is high. There we go.
200.
Looking good.
100.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
50.
Go around.
40s. 30. 20. Retard. 10.
Okay,
Go
positive climb
around
again.
flaps, please.
Flaps 3.
And gear up, please.
Go around thrust set. Gear up. Careful with the speed.
Yep.
Dire traffic, TD711, approaching landing 4,000.
Yeah, nav mode is engaged. Looking good.
And legal climb. Thrust climb, open climb, and 4,000 feet.
Correct. Yeah, good call. So now we would go to
Autopilot.
flaps 1 straight away. Yep.
Yeah, flaps 1, please.
He's checked. Flaps 1. 1,000 feet to go. Terry West.
We've got
Spicy approach.
TCAS. We've got TCAS
Yeah.
coming towards us.
Yeah, but if you climb 4,000...
At the same
Let's go 5,000.
altitude.
Yeah, then let's go 5,000.
Yeah. Okay,
to
5,000,
deconflict.
please. Oh no, I can do that. There
Yeah.
we go.
There we go.
Thrust climb open, climb 5,000 feet blue.
And we can put the flaps up if you like.
Yeah, flaps up, please.
Flap 0, speed checked. No shouting? No, all good.
Yeah, dire traffic, TD711, landing 5,000, 40
Outstar.
Yeah, good call. I like that. Gotta go around. Fuel check currently 4.8, so we have about 1,200 kilograms above minimum.
Yes. Yeah, it had to be a go around. We were unstable in pitch.
Yeah, a bit sync rate at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we ended up with 4 white pappies, and then we were just sinking too much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so flight money, the thing is, I mean, it's just a bit different regarding, you know, it being in a flight sim and being in the real aircraft. So in the real aircraft, if you actually have those G loads and, you know, you have a different kind of sense of, you know, of these vertical speeds, yeah, you tend to be, you know, doing call outs a lot earlier regarding go around, etc. Here in a flight sim, if I see that the pilot flying is correcting, then you know, I just wait a few, you know, 1 or 2 more seconds. And also here in the flight sim, it's about learning as well, isn't it? So, you know, I think Nick will, you know, I mean, he's an experienced flight sim anyways, but, you know, people tend to be learning more if you allow them to make a mistake. And then, you know, if they call the go around for themselves because they realize, you know, it's just completely unstable now, it has a much better effect for them. But indeed, in reality, you know, any kind of sync rate call out close to the ground usually will lead to a go round.
Yeah, we should have really gone round at that first sync rate, which was what, 10 seconds early.
Yeah, but I mean, if you like in 500 feet height, right, then I would say if you get a sync rate call out, I would give you as a pilot flying, you know, 1 or 2 seconds to correct that path. And if then there is no correction, then I would call and go around. But yeah, but sure, you know, near the ground, any sync rate call out should be followed by a missed approach for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's concentrate on flying again. So
We're just entering the hold at Mike Yankee.
yeah, or Magni. Yeah. So what's your plan?
My plan is to, well, we know the reason for the go around. It was an unstable approach. That happened because, well, mainly because of the crosswind, but also because I overcorrected a bit. So there's no fault with the aircraft that will stop us getting in again.
Yeah.
So we will try another approach, and if this one doesn't work, I think it might be a clever idea to divert.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah, but we've got plenty of fuel still.
Yeah.
I've got an ECAM anti-ice severe ice detected.
Yeah, so I can do the short version or the long version, whatever you like. So it says anti-ice severe aggression or ice detected, wing anti-ice on, and then it wants the engine start select ignition as well. Okay, I'll get that on. Weird thing is, if I switch wing anti-ice on, the whole message disappears, which is kind of weird. Because normally it should just clear the first line, and the second line was the ignition start switch to ignition, which I've set now. So
right, so what I will do then is set up the approach, and this time we will go via Magni, so that we can fly straight back around.
yeah, so you mean like Victor Golf 932, 930, and then back on the arc again to inbound. Yeah, sounds good.
Insert that.
Sounds good.
And yeah, we can activate that. Insert performance, activate approach phase again. Nothing will have changed for our performance. Our weight will be slightly lower, meaning the calculations will be conservative, so that's fine.
Excellent. So then one more thing to read is the approach checklist again.
Alright, so approach checklist, please.
Yeah, approach Bravo ref.
QNH 1012 set.
Currently, I'm just checking the weather. It says at 1920 Zulu, which is 20 minutes. It's 1013 now.
Okay, I've still got 1012, but we can set 1013.
Okay, 1013 is set.
So yeah, I've got 1013 set.
Me too. 1013. The seatbelts.
They are still on.
Minimum.
490 feet barrow set.
Barrow 490 set, auto brake,
Medium
and the engine mode selector.
is normal. Ignition.
Correct. For the icing.
Yeah.
Pro checklist completed.
Perfect.
Quick update on the fuel. I think the 4.4 is quite conservative or quite optimistic, so maybe we'll reach that with 4.2 tons, maybe. Which still puts us 600 kilograms above the min diversion fuel. But I mean, you're going to have to make the call because you're the pilot flying, and you can judge whether or not. And you're the captain, of course. So you got to make the call then for the diversion or not.
I think if we go around this time, then it will have to be a diversion. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you say it's not manageable because of the wind or something, then yeah. Yeah, so Pilot 19, yeah, so Pilot 19, the thing is that I can't quote for every airline, but I can quote my airline, and any crew member, so any active crew member in the flight deck below 1,000 feet height, if anyone calls go around, it is a mandatory go around.
Yeah, there have been enough incidents and accidents in the past to show that that's a good idea to have that rule.
Yeah, and the thing is that you have to realize that, for example, if it's a very demanding approach, you know, lots of turbulence, crosswind, whatever, and the pilot flying, even if it's the captain, he's like tunnel visioned, right? He's concentrating so hard on controlling the aircraft. And you know, the first thing that goes when you are in kind of a workload or over workload situation, your hearing is the first thing that goes, right? So definitely. And our first officers, for example, they're trained in a manner that they will do one or two call outs regarding go around. And if there's no reaction from the captain, then the first officer would take over control. So physically take over control of the aircraft. Because they would assume that the captain is incapacitated. And incapacitation doesn't only mean, you know, unconscious or something. No, it means that if you're so task saturated that your hearing is gone, then that's also incapacitation, right? Because you're not in a capacity at the moment to control the aircraft correctly. Okay, so outbound again.
Yep.
I'll give a call.
The Vagar traffic, Union 711 is markedly outbound for the ILS 730 in Vagar.
So currently I don't see any other traffic around us, so that's good.
No, nothing on TCAS that I can see.
To give you a heads up, just as a pre-planning, the routing to Bergen is already in the flight plan.
Cool, okay.
So we would initially do the normal go around towards Magni, and then once we're high enough, we can then go to the first fix, which would be Ordeva.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Airbus.
If you are enjoying the stream, everyone, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated.
And, let's have a look. Yeah, you can descend down to 4,000 anytime you like. But there's no rush, just saying.
Yes. there's no rush because we've still got like 30 miles until we
Yep.
need to be at 4,000 feet.
Yep, correct. Yeah, it's interesting, Nick, that you quoted quite correctly. You know, you lay down your arguments why it's perfectly feasible to do a second approach into Vagar, right? Like you're saying, it's not a technical issue or anything, you know, in that regard that would prevent us from doing a safe approach, right? It's just a little bit of not getting the aircraft into the right position on final approach. So getting a bit unstable, and you know, a good call for the go around. So yeah, you know, that's why you would have no problem saying, you know, we could do a second approach. Now, the question arises, obviously, so let's say, assume we still have enough fuel to do a third approach, but company rules very often actually will say that if you went around twice, due to, you know, being unstable on final, it's then assumed that the weather conditions are such that they are so demanding that it's difficult to control the aircraft.
Yeah.
And so in that case, to do a third approach, you would have to assume conditions have improved somewhat compared to the last approach, so that a landing is, you know, somewhat more likely, right? So they describe it in not such a perfectly direct way. So they do leave you some, you know, options, but it's just a matter of really considering all the facts, right, and then making a sound decision on whether or not to do a third approach or not.
Yeah.
Abhimar, hello.
In this case, if
Yeah.
we go around, then the only real way would do a third approach in that case is if the wind dropped.
Yeah.
Dropped reasonably.
And of course, it would assume that you still have enough fuel to do a third approach, go
Yeah.
around, and then have
Go around
your
and
minimum
then have
diversion
enough,
fuel.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, I'm going to set 4,000 feet, open descent.
So one thing you have to understand, and I know Nick knows this, but maybe not many people here know the fact that the way fuel reserves are calculated is that if you actually have that value here on your OFP, so for us it's 3.6 tons, right? That is a minimum value in the sense that it only contains the final reserve fuel of 30 minutes flight time at 1,500 feet above the alternate airport, at green dot speed, and then the alternate fuel, so the fuel required to fly to your alternate. So if you take the 2.6 plus the 1 ton, that's how you get the 3.6 tons minimum fuel needed at the runway in the approach, or at the missed approach point would be the normal description. So you have to realize, if you do that, so you legally leave at 3.6 tons, you will arrive at the runway in Bergen today with only 30-minute fuel remaining. So that's 1 ton, that's 500 kilograms in each tank. That is not a lot, right? So you have to be aware of that. It's perfectly legal, but it's something we pilots just do not like to have, okay?
Yeah, and it's
So
also
always have that in the back of your mind.
yeah, and it's also worth noting we've currently got 4.3 tons, so if we do go around, then we're going to be fairly limited.
Yeah.
I would say it would have to be a diversion if we go around this time.
Yeah, yeah, and there's not much wasting time either, because remember, if you calculate to land with less than 45 minutes remaining flight time, it's already a minimum fuel call to ATC.
Yeah.
Hey, Captain Merton. Abhimar was asking if you would the one as a pilot monitoring to call go around, would you take over control as X? No, 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 no. So it's just a call out from the pilot monitoring, and then I would expect the pilot flying to perform a go around. Now, if the pilot flying does not execute the go around, and I am, sure that we are not on a safe flight path anymore, and maybe a second go around call still doesn't lead to go around, then I would take over control as a pilot monitoring.
Flaps 1, please.
Is heard, speed is checked, and here comes flaps 1. Yeah, Manuel, this airport is very challenging, and I've actually flown over Vagar on a way to Keflavik in real life, and I heard an Atlantic, but the Faroe Island, what's it called? Something, oh, not sure, Air Atlantic or something. So the ones that fly here to Vagar, and the winds were actually gusting 40. And they had low ceiling as well. So I was like, no way they're going to make the landing, but they did. Hats off. Faroe Line, that's it. Yeah, Faroe Line. Yeah. So, yeah, hats off. They made it. I don't know how, but they made it.
And on the approach, so that is glide slope lock blue cat 3 single.
So strictly speaking, I'm just checking the performance with engine and wing anti-ice on. We could still do 4.4% go around gradient. Landing margin is also fine still, so all good.
Perfect. Flaps 2, please.
Speed is checked. Actually, just as a quick notice, we're still 16 miles out, and 4.2 tons, just to conserve a bit of fuel. Shall we delay that until we get closer to the descent point?
We might delay that, yeah. I'm just conscious we don't want the speed too high because it is a steep approach.
I agree. About, let's say, maybe 2 miles in front of the 904 waypoint there. Should give us a bit more fuel. Yeah, man, I've seen one video with a 320 or 319 from Atlantic Airways with head-up display even.
Lot start.
Localizer is still alive, yeah.
Alright, flaps 2, please.
Yep, speed is checked. Oops. Flaps 2. Oh, really? They far cargo fly 757 out of Vagar. GG.
Localizer captured.
Yeah, goes on the 737 with the HUD. Yeah, I would have to be careful, no doubt. Glide slope is alive as well.
Checked.
Yeah, ceiling is being named Scattered 2700, so could be pretty much the same as on the first approach.
Glide slope start.
Here's checked.
And glide slope
Thanks,
captured.
Ghost. Yep, missed approach 4000 set.
Thank you.
Yeah, conditions are not easy, correct.
2,500. 2000.
Get down, please.
Gear down.
And flaps 3.
Be checked. Flap 3.
And flaps full, please.
Be checked. Flaps full. Runway is
vigil, yeah.
ahead.
And landing checklist.
Landing, go on altitude.
4,000 feet.
Cabin crew is advised.
Advise you.
And AICA memo.
Landing no blue.
Landing checklist complete. So wind 23 knots from the right.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a feel for the aircraft a bit earlier, so we are stable.
Yeah.
Autopilot off, I have
Yeah.
control.
Yep. Just as ice not detected, I'll get the wing anti-ice off again. Engine mode selector is normal.
We're a bit high.
Mm-hmm.
Gently correcting.
Yep. Coming back nicely. On path. Sync rate is a little bit higher. Yep, looking good. Just slightly low, descending too fast. Yep, correcting.
Hundred above.
Careful with sync rate, careful.
Yeah.
300. Minimum.
Looking
Continue.
good. Yep.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Okay, we're down. Speed brakes and reverse the green.
Detail.
And we have 60 knots.
Reverses off manual brakes.
Yep. Yeah, so it could be that we have a slightly different elevation on the runway. That's
Oh,
why it looked
no.
a bit weird at the end.
Oh, the auto brake wasn't working properly.
Okay. Okay, now it's off. Right, I'll clean up the aircraft.
Thank you.
Well done.
Vagar traffic, easy 711, runway 30, big.
Yeah, so that's why it is advisable to have the same sceneries. Although I think we do have the same sceneries, correct?
Yeah, which scenery do you have again?
The Aerosoft one. Aerosoft,
Yeah, same here.
X1012.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a bit strange that we have different elevation data, but that's what can happen. Right. Good. APU is starting up. Right side is clear.
And we'll take it into stand number 5.
Roger. So after landing checklist, radar PWS is off.
Checked.
Yeah, replay. We'll have a look at the replay in a minute. Let me just aircraft part. APU is available. I love how the brake here always gets hot here in the ToLiss.
And parking brake set.
APU lead is on. So we can switch off the engines anytime.
Perfect. Engine number 1 and 2 off.
Okay, then I've got a couple of items to do.
N1 below
can-
10%.
Yeah.
Beacon light can come
Perfect.
off.
Yeah. Stand by on the transponder.
Hello, Felix. You have
Doors are
joined us
getting
just
too
as we've finished the
dark.
flight.
Fantastic. All right, and then I can give you a parking checklist.
All right. Parking, yeah.
Parking checklist. Parking brake or chocks.
Set parking brake
Yeah. Engines
off.
and the fuel pumps.
Fuel pumps are off.
Yeah, and that's the parking checklist complete. Right, we're gonna log off VATSIM,
Perfect.
and then
And then
we'll have a look.
we'll disconnect from shared flight as well, I guess, at
Yeah,
this point.
as well.
so
Yeah, because that
That
way
will
we
mess
can
it
do
up,
the
yeah.
replay. Yeah.
So let me...
Yeah.
How do I disconnect from that?
Let me see. Active flight. Disconnect.
There we go.
Perfect. Yeah, so before we do the replay, because that we can talk to your chat as well. So yeah, I can say well done. I mean, definitely noticeable that you've been doing a lot of flying in the Airbus. So
Yeah.
very nice. Oh, procedure-wise, briefings, yeah, decision-making, really, really good. Like it.
Thank you.
No complaints whatsoever. So yeah, meaning that yeah, at some time if you like, we could do another flight.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we can see maybe spice things up a bit with some abnormals. Nothing
Yeah.
crazy,
No.
but something that requires a bit of kind of fact finding, decision making, that sort of stuff.
Yep.
If you're up for that at some point.
Yes, I think I would be up for that.
Excellent, excellent. Right, guys, big shout out again to Organ Aviator. If you don't know him, check out his channel on YouTube, please.
Yes, and thank you. I believe we gained 3 subscribers, so thank you to everyone who came over and subscribed to us.
Thank you very much. And yeah, then yeah, I'll see you very soon again, I'm sure, doing another shared flight.
All right.
Thank you so much.
See
Have
you.
a great weekend.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Perfect, everyone. We're by ourselves for the replay. So, let me get that up for you. Yes. There we go. Toggle replay mode. Oh no, how do I get rid of shared flight? Active flight. Settings. Bold. FO path. Close window, flight, toggle replay mode. Oh, how do I get out of this? Come on. Well, it looks as though we can't do that for some reason, so I'm just gonna have to leave you with a view of us on stand. Oh, let's get the ground surfaces and stuff up though, so that can be open, get that on, cargo, get those on. Thank you very, very much for watching. If you have subscribed during the stream, then thank you very much to you. Thank you to Blackbox711, very generous coming over and doing a shared flight with us, and I do believe we'll be doing another one at some point in the future. So if you do enjoy this type of content, then please stick around with our channel, and we'll try and bring more of it to you. But for now, have a look at the aircraft parked up here in Vagar. A bit of a challenging landing getting in today. One go around, almost had to divert as well, but we made it in. So thanks again everyone, and I'll see you next time, which might even be tomorrow. So enjoy the rest of your week. Take care.